Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Tuesday night. Not a normal stream night for me, but there you go. I live on the edge of these things. Tonight we're going to be doing a little bit more of the Outer Worlds DLC, Murder on Erandanos, which I still can't pronounce properly, or well, for that matter. Last night's stream was basically starting it off. We're kind of part way through now, probably about an hour and a half into it. I don't quite know how long this is. I'm guessing it's probably about 10-hour story, roundabout, something like that. 7 to 10 hours tends to be the normal length for these things. Apologies for anybody who tuned in last night expecting to see Batman Arkham Asylum because I'd accidentally put it in the wrong category. It is fixed on the VOD now, so kind of whitewashing away the mistakes of the past there. That's what we're all about, isn't it? So, without much further ado, let us get on with some Murder on Erandanos. So, yesterday we got to the point where we were in the hotel. Got into the hotel. We've been into the room of the prime suspect, Halcyon Helen, who has been murdered. Let us not forget. Halcyon Helen's, I want to say ex-lover, boyfriend, whatever one wants to call him, who's a sort of superstar tossball player. Tossball is kind of like the big sport over in the world of the Outer Worlds, kind of weird kind of mixture of hockey and ultra violence, I guess. And we've done a bit of investigation, and he's given us a pointer to go to the Purple Berry Orchards. So we can go into there, or we can go to the weather monitoring station, the Pilot House, or we can have a chat with the productivity queen, the prophet of profitability, who had been sending some slightly threatening emails to our murder victim. So I think we're going to change question. We're going to go and have a chat with her. She must be somewhere in the hotel. Just first of all, though, we're going to have a little walk around, see if there's anything we've missed in any of these rooms. I don't know if we're allowed to break into any of these. Ooh, this one's open. Oh, who's this guy? I don't know who he is, but I'm loving his top hat.
Initiating enter protocol. Now simulating familiar and welcoming demeanor. Burbage 3001 is trained to recognize all board approved actors. Greetings, fellow star. Your performance in Maverick Johnston's latest drama was memorable.
So I think he's got us confused with someone else here, but let's not correct him too much. Just grabbing a tissue and smacking the desk whilst I'm at it. So what shall we say to him? We could go for the engineering option, I guess. One of the things you can kind of notice, the little icon here, is that the character sort of symbol. I'm pretty certain, I can't quite remember, but these are skills from our companions who can also help us with some of the dialogue options in this. Let's use this one. I see you've had some work done. Who upgraded you?
Burbage 3001's programming is frequently upgraded to adhere to board certified standards. The most recent upgrade was performed by Spencer Woolrich. Banter protocol exhausted, reverting to default behavior, grieving and despair. Oh, Halcyon Helen, may your atoms be commended to the aether.
So the Spencer Woolridge you referred to there is another actor who worked with our murder victim, Halcyon Helen. And there's some hints that they may not have had an entirely convivial relationship between the two of them. Let's ask him if he knew Halcyon Helen.
Burbage 3001 was designed to disrupt Halcyon Helen's monopoly over the Aetherwave serial market. This unit's programming is based on Helen's most famous roles. Burbage 3001. Anything Halcyon Helen can do, this unit can do slightly worse.
Okay. Let's go for, does that include dying?
This unit has been programmed to simulate existential dread. Watch Burbage 3001 contemplate its mortality in the critically acclaimed drama, Waiting for Results. This unit has not yet completed its grief cycles, randomizing despair tables. Oh, Helen, is there no justice in the world?
Let's leave you now. See what we got over here. We got a picture of Burbage 9001. Appears to have a flywheel just hanging there in what is either some exercise thing or some kind of weird sex toy for robots. Nothing on his computer. So okay. There's a lot of blood in here for a robot's bedroom. Well, I think it's blood anyway. It does look like blood. Surprised there's no clue for us to analyse there. I'm going to pick up the hat though. Because the hat, well, the hat looks cool. So let's compare that to my current one. Oh, not actually any better than the other one. Never mind. I think we need another chat with this robot. Something is a bit fishy here.
This unit has not yet completed its grief cycles, randomizing this.
Nothing else we can say to him at this point. Okay, we shall leave the robot. Who's this guy? Ah, this is Spencer Woolridge. Let's have a chat with him.
Expect a complaint to management. Now, unless you'd like to waste more of my time, I suggest we begin rehearsing. Ready? You've fallen right into my trap, Captain. Oh, don't bother to fight back. You cannot hope to stop me from installing philosophism as the system's reigning ideology.
What should we go with? Oh, let's play along. You'll never take over Halcyon, you fiend.
How does the scenery taste? Good?
A little bit.
Wait a moment. You're not wearing a bellhop's ID, which must mean you're not Owen's understudy. And can't even be relied upon to find his own replacement. This is curious indeed. Who are you? How did you get in here?
That's two good questions. Reminds me of that great Police Squad joke, which I'd retweeted the other day. Who are you and how did you get in here? I'm a locksmith, and I'm a locksmith, which never fails to make me laugh. Let's go to. So I can say named Hawthorne, I'm a ship captain, or named Celeste, I'm a ship captain. Now, one of the kind of central running themes of the Outer Worlds is that you kind of take over the identity of a Captain Hawthorne. The ship, the Unreliable, which we saw yesterday, wasn't yours. You basically got hold of it when it kind of landed on its old captain, and the computer Ada in it sort of has to assume that you must be Captain Hawthorne because you're the captain of the ship, so how could you possibly not be? And we can kind of use his identity through at the game. We're just going to go here to investigate the murder of Halcyon. Helen, I'd like to ask you a few questions.
You're here to investigate me? Oh, I assure you, I'm nothing special. Just an old crook with more money than time. That was a quote from The Retiree's Revenge, in which I played an ex-thief turned decrepit old man. But, of course, I'm certain you already recognized it. Now, what shall I sign first? Your weapon? Your wallet? Or perhaps something a little more personal? Undergarment signatures have been popular of late, or so I've heard.
Let's get him to sign my weapon.
I'd be delighted. Oh, damn. My pen's out of ink. I'll just get you a portrait of my face as a souvenir. I'm sure I have the prints around here somewhere. By the by, how did you get in here? The only non-staff individual cleared to enter guest rooms is supposed to be the inspector for Bellamy's...
Well, fun you should ask that.
Oh.
Hello. We're going to go with fold your arms, which I shall do to give a sense of interaction. Hello. Gooey.
Terribly sorry, Inspector. I didn't realize it was you. Understand that I am beyond willing to comply with your search for the fiend that did Bellamy.
Oh, hope so.
No, now that I look at you, you're the perfect reflection of me. Back when I starred in the Marauder's Bane. Absolute picture of justice. Ask me anything at all. I might even give you a straight answer.
That's nice of him. Let's go for... I'd like to ask you about the murder.
Certainly. But one quick question before we begin.
I suppose so.
How was it that Bellamy met her end?
Let's go... That's a little difficult to answer.
Oh yes, I'm sure you must be overcome with emotion. Whatever the case, I hope she didn't suffer.
Let's ask him, did he know her well?
Bellamy has been my co-star throughout the autumn of my career. I should like to think I knew her. In fact, I cannot name a single role in the last 10 years that did not involve her in some way. Unless you count the uncredited silent shopkeep on Melissa's Meteoroids.
I don't. Why did you keep starring alongside her?
I'm not too proud to admit it. I couldn't get work on my own. Whether or not I wanted to accept it, Bellamy had captured the eye of the colony. People kept talking about the charisma we had on screen, but I felt more chemistry with certain teacup canids than with her.
Nice.
As you may have been able to conclude, I wasn't terribly enamored.
I had picked up on that.
But that doesn't mean I'd kill her.
What were you up to at the time of the murder?
I was meditating, of course. That's how I get it.
Ah, method actor. You were meditating, really?
All actors have their methods, and this has been mine ever since I met that wonderful prophet of profitability. She taught me it for my role in the unemployed cometh. I had to lie face down on artificially heated pavement. The director wanted our suffering to be convincing. Needless to say, being able to leave my body helped to mitigate the pain, both during the 8-hour shoot and with the second-degree burns afterwards. I owe that woman much.
Oh, that's great. So that he's mentioned the prophet who we got in one of the other quests. So let's ask him how long he's worked with her.
Yeah, actually, only since I've been at the Colonial. The unemployed cometh was shot on sight. That makes it,
Oh, so he's not been meditating very long
I
then.
cannot recommend her services enough. If you haven't been to see her yet, you really
Oh,
should.
don't you worry. We will. Let's ask him if anyone can corroborate his meditation time.
Respectfully, Inspector, it is rather counterproductive to commune with others while meditating.
I suppose he has a point there.
I'll answer whatever you wish.
Okay, we'll say, alright, speaking theoretically, how would you have killed the victim?
Oh, come now, Inspector. What do you take me for? I'm an old man. I neither have the time nor the willpower to kill people for fun. Besides, I have my reputation to think of.
Okay, isn't told as
I
much.
suppose that is enough on that grim subject.
Let's say to him... Oh, we don't want to ask him that. I think that's just going to piss him off because he's meant to be a famous actor. Let's say, I've learned a thing or two about your activities in the hotel.
Oh, have you now? Please do go on. Don't leave me in suspense.
I spoke to Burbage. He told me you upgraded him.
I did indeed. Halcyon Helen parading her fame about, I was left without an acting partner. Burbage is no exception. His acting protocols were nothing short of a joke. So I decided to make some modifications, installing him with some of my old serial quotes as, I think, improved his range. The way he bungled about with that weapon of his hardly befitted a dissident, so I modified it as well. He's much quicker on the draw now, though he's still a machine.
Okay. I've got my eye on you.
I'm quite used to being breathlessly watched.
Okay. So he basically upgraded the robot to be sort of a killer actor robot. That's nice of him. These look like parts from his film.
Timeline discrepancy detected.
Okay.
Discrepancy detected. This bottle, recently discarded, contains residue from foreign substances. Chemical analysis complete. This unit has detected the following substances: oil, terroray, blood, terroray, unidentifiable biological fluids, terroray.
What's terroray? Were these substances added later?
Yes, Inspector. Logical analysis indicates these substances were not present in the bottle's original contents.
Is it toxic?
These substances cause extreme gastrointestinal distress in humans. Large doses can be fatal. This bottle contained Rizzo Spectrum vodka. The presence of terroray biological fluids may have significantly improved its flavor.
Okay, let's move on. Okay, so we can probably ask Spencer about that. Let's try.
You're here. I hope you have the photon proto-distributor, or we're never leaving this damn facility. That was from the Twin Spies. I played a sentient mechanical. Ask me anything at all. I might even give you a straight answer. Oh? I'm...
Okay. Okay, so there's nothing we can ask him about that. This is his computer. Reminding him he has a fingernail and goldening appointment at 5:30 tonight. He can't miss one of those. We got a few emails. So we got one from Warwick to the management. Subject: new room urgently demanded. There seems to have been some kind of mistake. When I first arrived at the Grand Colonial for this unveiling, I was led to a small sitting room, the kind that an individual might be allowed to relax in with moderate comfort before being led to his actual quarters. It has been a week and a half, yet no one has arrived to deliver me to my actual room yet. If I didn't know better, I might assume that this was meant to be my actual room. If I didn't know better, I might assume that you tried to place Spencer Woolridge, star of hundreds of serials, the hero of Etherwave sets colony-wide, in a room where he can hardly walk from one end to the other without bumping his toe on the foot of his bed or his shoulder up on the desk. I might even assume that Ruth Bellamy was placed in the Grand Colonial penthouse suite on purpose rather than by mistake, but I'm sure the issue will be rectified soon and our positions will be swapped. I hope you won't try to tell me anything to the contrary. He's a little bit jealous. Let's read the reply from the management. Dear Mr. Woolwich, while the Grand Colonial staff understand your consternation at being placed on the VIP guest level of the Grand Colonial, we're afraid that there was no mistake. Ruth Bellamy, as current spokeswoman for the Spectrum Bound unveiling, is currently slated to have the penthouse suite. An actress of her station deserves only the best. The VIP guest floor comes in very close as the second best section of the hotel. The penthouse suite is only about twice as large as your current lodgings, and the amenities it provides are only perhaps 3 or 4 times better than those you have access to now. Your current lodgings are proper for an actor of your calibre. If you have any other requests, we'll be sure to respond to them after we get to Miss Bellamy's. Putting him in his place. And then we got another one for the management to all guests. We're sure that you've no doubt heard of the horrible event that occurred in the Grand Colonial Ballroom earlier today. While we know that many of you are concerned for your safety, take heed. We've heard your concerns and know that nothing quite says safety like dozens of guns. Armed security will be present all throughout the Grand Colonial on every floor, except employee floors, 24/7. Freely go about the hotel premises and spend to your heart's content without worrying about someone shooting you in the back of the head. Why not the employee floors? With great... What's that say? Can't quite read it. With great something to you. Okay. A bit of a save at this point. Right. I don't know whether we can... Let's try and unlock these.
Great work.
So, don't know what's in, whether there's anything in these rooms worth looking at. Not entirely sure what that was. Then something decided to unplug itself on the computer. You got some armor parts and some weapon parts. They might be useful later in the game. Don't want the fedora really. Mag picks are used for unlocking things. Nothing on the computer. Got a gun. Okay. Not a great deal in there. Let's try in here. Got a shoe. Some money. Various other bits and pieces. I'll take all those. You can get accused of stealing in this game, but the stuff has to be read, so we're not overly worried that we've actually stolen something there. I think we're all right. Otherwise, you do get in trouble with the guards. I think that was all we could do up here. There wasn't. We've been in all the other rooms. We spoke to him yesterday. Oh, hang on. There's another locked door here. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be an awful lot in here. So we would be stealing from this room, so I don't know whose room this is. Doesn't seem to be much in it. I'll look in the bathroom. Okay. Of course, we have the cow that we saw yesterday. Okay. Let's call the lift.
What floor would you like to visit?
Let's go to the lobby and see if the profit of profitability is there. Once again, we'll have a lovely little loading screen, which will take us a little while to get rid of because we're running on the PS4 here, PS4 Pro, in fact, with a non-upgraded mechanical hard drive. So you get to enjoy these loading screens quite a bit, and also me talking about how much you enjoy the loading screens. Kind of running out of things to say at this point, so hoping the game will load in a second. If it doesn't, then I might be forced to break into song, which I don't think anybody wants. Saved by the bell. Okay, so need to find where the quest pointer's pointing. So it's over here somewhere. Okay. Oh, so we must be going to the garden. Let's just have a quick check around, see if there's anything that's happened in the murder scene since we last spoke to them. See if the doctor's done the autopsy yet. No. Okay. Okay, so we'll go back out onto the planet's surface, see if we can find out profit of profitability. What a good name. Actually, scratch, that's a terrible name, isn't it? I'm guessing the person in the image there is meant to be Halcyon Helen before she died, obviously. Tasting a soupçon of the wonderful new Rizzo Spectrum Brown. If it's brown, drink it down. The stuff down at the bottom of the loading screens is a mixture of gameplay tips and kind of lore stuff, and there is some new lore in the expansion packs. Okay, so another look at the hotel. I mean, they've done a good job of designing a hotel. We got to go all the way over to there, which looks a long way away, that, to talk to the profit of profitability. Oh, looks like we got some bad guys here. These things can poison me, which is a bit annoying. Okay.
This place is more exciting than I thought.
I don't know about that. So they were raptidons, big. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to shoot that. Big, mean, lizardy things. What exactly is going on here? See if we can break into this. What's this? Wilderness checkpoint note. Evan, remember cards tonight. If you don't show, I'll set a raptidon loose in here with you. I'm kidding, but don't forget, you hear? I need help knocking Bayer down a rung or three. She's had me writing field reports for her all week. Botanical Operations Building, cards tonight. Fritz. Okay. Looks like anything we take from here is stealing, which there's no one actually around to see it, so we could get away with doing. But you know, morality and all that prevents me from doing so. Okay. I don't know what that's supposed to be. That must be the bridge. Okay, so I don't actually know how I'm supposed to get over there without the bridge. It's not a control mechanism or something like that for it. Let's go up here onto the roof. Oh, I see. That was just another entryway in case I hadn't actually got the lock picking skill. There doesn't seem to be a way in here unless I'm missing something obvious of opening that bridge. Or dropping the bridge, sorry. Okay. Maybe there's nothing we can do there then. Right. Okay, so I don't think we can go and finish that quest at the moment. So let's go to the purple berry orchards, which are over here. Everything looks a bit purple actually, doesn't it? This game does have a wonderful kind of aesthetic to it. Very reminiscent, I found, of No Man's Sky, which I really wish I could get into more than I am. I actually found it a little bit boring. Got an ad drone here.
Rizzo Spectrum Vodka.
No one's supposed to be coming or going. And when I can't get a hold of anyone in the orchards, I can't make sure of that, can I?
No, Miss Fergus. Sorry, I'll work on getting a hold of someone.
Great, you do that. I'll be waiting right here.
Who's this then? Can we talk to them?
Swear to the architect, Matthias, if you've lost your rifle's ionization coil again. Oh, wait, you ain't part of my crew.
I'm sure that she could have told that. Are you okay? You sound a little tightly wound.
Tightly wound? Tightly wound? Damn right I'm fine. Going to my calm place. There's peace and quiet. None of my frat fucking subordinates can bother me. On behalf of Slug, I'd like to apologize for that outburst, as well as all of my future outbursts. Yes, I'm a little wound up. You would be too. Between the landing pad, lockdowns, gate closures, and constant questions from angry guests, I've got a lot on my plate. And if that don't beat all, one of my crew is...
Okay. A missing person? I'm actually an inspector. Could look into that for you.
If you're serious, I'd appreciate the help. He's been missing a few days. We're low on staff.
Okay. A few days? Why'd you wait until now to search for him?
It's not exactly uncommon for slug agents to go on the odd bender. They'll pick a place they think I don't know about and hunker down. Usually I don't bother with the discipline and paperwork. Gotta pick your battles. Thing is, they usually resurface within 24 hours. Or at least yell for medical help. This guy, not a peep.
I'll look into it. What do I need to know?
The missing crew member's Evan O'Connell. He's one of about 2 slug agents I can trust with more complex tasks than stand here and look tough. Friendly type. Well behaved, followed orders. Anyone else, I'd think they got drunk and fell asleep in a ditch somewhere, but O'Connell's not really the type. He was last stationed at the Wilderness checkpoint. I'd search there first.
Okay. Anything interesting in here? Okay, let's go over this somewhat precarious bridge. So I think the thing with this planet is you're not actually on the planet's surface. There's a series of kind of floating islands, really. I don't know whether they're man-made. I mean, those look like big engines attached to it there. That you are essentially on here. Hence the giant bridges, and also a kind of sort of interesting way of them being able to block off access to certain bits of the game, the level until later on. Okay, I guess we got to go over here. So that down there is a bad guy, and looks like we've got something to investigate over there. Uh-oh. Who are those guys? Marauders.
That's the last of them.
He's lost his legs, his arms, and his head. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? So Marauders are the sort of generic villains in this game. You kind of learn a little bit about the background to them as you play through it.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
It says,
The garb on this security guard identifies him as a member of the Rizzo's Corporation. His rank would have been that of Jawbreaker or higher. This security guard has experienced premature expiration. Evidence strongly suggests a conflict with Marauders.
pay my respects.
At least he gave his life for a worthy cause.
Okay. There was another one somewhere, wasn't there? Got the workbench. A few random bits and pieces.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. This guard also expired prematurely following a violent encounter with Marauders.
Okay, so not much to be done with those really. They just appear to have died following a conflict with Marauders. Like the Fallout games, you can sort of sleep for a bit, wake up later on. It kind of progresses the time of the day, although I don't think there's an awful lot of time-based quests in this, from what I recall. I don't think there's much of a real day and night cycle, although I might be wrong with that.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Okay, let's have a look at that in a second. I'm just going to take a quick 5-second break, and I will be We'll be right back. Apologies for that. Right, I am right back. So we got another thing to investigate here. I'm assuming it's inside here. Possibly. Definitely said there was something to analyse with our little detector gun thing. We'll just pick up bits and pieces from here. I think we want the machine gun, although let's check. I keep forgetting our companions have weapons as well. We've got she's got a light machine gun Mark 3 anyway, so we don't need another one of those.
Hey, crew food. It's Amelia. Evan must have gotten into the Spectrum in these crates. Listen to this. Come out! Come out to play! Wow, he's having a grand old time. I'm gonna take him to A2 under the hotel so we can sleep it off. I'll meet you back at the orchard straight after. See you soon. Evan, come on, you flackwit.
Okay. So there's no... okay, so it's up there. Oh, I was forgetting there's no grab on this. Okay, looks like we're going to have to do some... climbing, I don't... Oh.
Hardline discrepancy detected nearby.
Just what I need, some dodgy first-person platforming. Can we... okay. A slight beg to any people doing development of first-person games, please can you put a grab mechanic on, because it's so annoying without one.
This card also expired prematurely following a violent encounter with marauders.
Oh, is that it? I was hoping there might be more to it than that. What's a tremor cleaver hyper? I mean, it's got a good name to it, whatever it is. Let's see if one of my companions wants that. She got 401. It's at 432. It's not the best cleaver, it's the weight. It is the best cleaver. The throbbing blade will pulsate its way into even the most recalcitrant dissident. I think we might swap that with that one. Just give it that. Okay. Oh. It's slightly too high for me to jump off apparently without some fall damage. Okay, so let's go over here. These are the purple berry orchards, I guess being where they make the purple berries. We saw those on the pillows in the hotel. Okay, what's this? Rizzo's purple berry nut hut.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! It's Rizzo's! Welcome to the Purpleberry Nut Hut, you wonderful, wonderful customer! Thank you for giving my humble existence value.
I don't know if whatever that is catching, but let's keep our distance.
I sure am! Good lamps you got on you to take notice.
Okay, we're gonna have to ask, what in law's name is on your neck?
Oh, that? I call it my little passenger. I don't know why. The name just appeared in my head when this thing showed up on my neck.
Okay. Let's try the medical. Don't move, I'll try and cut it off you.
Don't you dare! Or I'll cut something off you! Gosh, I'm sorry. I don't know where that came from. I just felt this urge to protect my little passenger, even if it means hurting you.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, now I'm getting worried. How did you pick that thing up?
I don't know. It just appeared one day. I guess I just picked it up while working in the orchards. Sometimes I wonder how it showed up, and I start to worry. But worrying feels bad, and I hate feeling bad. So I don't worry about it.
How long have you been this way?
Couple of days. Ever since it showed up, I've been feeling happier and happier. I really can't imagine life without my little passenger.
I mean, this is not terrifying at all, is it? Okay, let's change the topic.
Now I'd love to get you something. Maybe a couple somethings? Whatever you like, I can sell it to you at a low, low price.
Anything you can tell me about the orchards?
I'm so glad you asked. The orchards are my third favorite subject, with my first being Rizzo's refreshing drinks and my second being Rizzo's toothsome confectionaries. Our orchards are the source of 63% of Rizzo's total produce, which correlates to 112% of fresh goods throughout all of Halcyon. Give or take a few percent, of course. If you want to know more about each part of the orchards, might I recommend one of our fantastic tours? One of our options is even audio guided as a special bonus feature.
My mathematics is not great. I'm not sure those statistics quite add up a little bit there. I might be interested in hearing more about your tours.
Oh, I'm so glad you said that. Our tours are my fourth favorite subject. Every part of the orchards is so rich with Rizzo's lore. Buy a tour ticket and anoint yourself with knowledge.
Okay, I'm game. What are my options?
We have 3 tour options: Premium, Premium Plus, and the Golden Ticket. Each option is wonderful in its own special way. Premium includes a 10-minute pass to the Sprat Petting Zoo. Premium Plus comes with a novelty Purpleberry and Amber. And the Golden Ticket is audio guided in addition to being self-guided.
Well, we're going to have to go golden, aren't we, on the basis that, as with many things in life, the more money you pay for something, the better it is.
Which kind would you like?
We'll go golden.
You're in luck. We have one left. Normally there are 100 bits, but seeing how I'm sold out of everything else, I can give it to you for just 90. How does that sound?
Great.
That's great. Thank you so much.
Okay, let's ask her. Halcyon Helen was in the orchards before she died. Have you seen her?
No, I'm sorry. The only celebrity who shopped recently is Black Hole Birdie. Quite the affable man, as it so happens.
Okay.
And the stories are wrong. He could probably lift 2 benches of tossball players at once, not just one. Laws, not just affable, but virile, too.
Oh, I know how he feels.
Ooh, wait a minute. Now that his full Rose dead, that means Birdie's single. Maybe I'll strike up a little more than conversation the next time he comes by.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure he's not completely overcome by grief or anything.
Sadness is a big old waste of time. Besides, the sooner I start courting him, the sooner we can both be happy.
Let's see what she has for sale. Probably nothing of any great interest. Got some milk, don't want that. Purple berry punch. Rum and something. Yeah, nothing of any great interest.
Our alcohol stocks are larger than ever. And a good thing too, because I just can't seem to stop myself from getting into them. Our products are just that good.
Okay. It's debatable, I guess, whether she was insane before the thing attached itself to her neck or after. Or, you know, maybe it just hasn't helped. Let's see, we got a overseeing orchardist's office.
Maybe I could hold up my end if your people weren't sabotaging my operations. And if sabotaging the orchards weren't enough, you had to make it personal. You really had to bust my instant coffee maker too?
The bastard.
The nerve.
Hold that asinine thought. Who was this armed stranger just wandered into your office?
It's a me.
Back up for a fight you can't finish?
What the hell are you talking about? I don't know this lass. I think it's mightily more likely that she's under your payroll. You'd have burned down what you haven't already.
Just here to investigate a murder. Go about your business.
I see. Just a visitor then. Congratulations, Hathaway. Not everyone's abandoned your orchards.
Well, shame that you're trying to change that. Anyway, sorry for the heated reception, stranger. There's just been some trouble here of late. Name's Overseeing Orchardist Hathaway, and I'm in charge of these orchards. Though it seems like certain groups, which will remain unnamed, are trying to change that. Looks like I'm stuck playing the part of customer service rep. Guess it's different from the usual, at least. Something I can do for you?
Had you seen Halcyon and Helen approach you? Oh, let's go for... You seem like the man to ask about the orchards.
Whether or not I like it, yes, that's right.
I overheard you complaining about quotas.
Yeah. Quotas are higher than ever because of the upcoming release of Spectrum Brown. We haven't been hitting them. Frankly, it's ridiculous. Our workers are all about 30% more productive than usual. They keep getting injured, which is setting us behind. I blame the treatment Rizzo's keeps making them get.
Rizzo's making the workers get some kind of treatment?
Look, they don't tell me the specifics. All I know is that the workers leave their typical morose selves and come back more chipper than an automechanical wood carver. Look at
Okay.
Jacob, our groundskeeper, if you ain't met him. If he were any less personable before, I'd have had him replaced with a trained canid. Now he's all smiles.
What sorts of accidents have been happening?
It's like the workers all forgot their 10-minute workplace safety seminars. And that's twice as long as the next leading brand. Our people should be safety experts. And yet, I've seen folks step on open electrical wires, drop pallets on each other. One damn fool even blundered into a mosquito hive. Even as he died, he looked fairly pleased.
I mean, that ties in with the crazy woman we just saw across the walkway.
Okay then.
Let's ask if he's seen Halcyon and Helen at all prior to her death.
Yeah, I saw her. Tried to flag her down for an autograph, but to no avail. Ran right by me. No idea where she was heading. Seemed like she had a lot on her mind.
Okay, I overheard you mention sabotage.
Yeah. Just another woe to add to the pile. In the past, the orchard subcontracted security work from Slug. You know, keep the malcontents on staff from causing too much trouble. But between the Spectrum Brown unveiling demanding all of our resources and the recent uptick in worker accidents, we just ain't got the budget for security. And, of course, Slug has decided that instead of being reasonable, they're just gonna sabotage our operations until we start paying them again.
Look at the poor Rizzo's manager, lying about Sublight to make himself feel better. Jamie skipped where Rizzo's were short on our payments months before the new unveiling.
Look, at the end of the day, it's obvious that Slug is sabotaging us. I ain't paying until they come clean.
Okay, that's what kind of sabotage this be. Incidentally, I can never hear the word sabotage without getting that scene from Star Trek 6 in my head where Kim Cattrall is Valeris, is it? Says about, sabotage and the sabos and the industrial workers putting them into the machinery to break them. Which is just a bit of an insight into my twisted mind. What kind of sabotage has it been?
No, nothing particularly troublesome. Just rogue exterminator mechanicals, opening fire on anything that twitches within 300 yards of them. We've also got a large group of new saplings, all dead from some kind of toxic substance. Poison, I guess. And who could forget the tower processing console, which probably just shorted out and stopped working on its own, even though it's outfitted with 3 separate backup systems.
There are a suite of explanations for what could have happened, most pointing to Rizzo's worker incompetence. My people didn't sabotage anything.
Okay, well, as an intrepid adventurer, desperate for fame, glory, and experience points, let's say we're going to figure out what's really going on.
Thank the law, some good news. You hear that, lapdog? Truth's coming. Better fess up while you still can outside of an interrogation room.
While I'm sure you'd love to have a scapegoat on whom you can pin your own incompetence, I suspect you'll be disappointed. But what do I know? I suppose it's up to your new hiree.
Okay. So we got a few things we need to do in this quest by the looks of it. It comes under faction quest. Okay. See if we can talk to this guy.
I'm sorry you had to come in on such a brusque conversation. Not everyone appreciates the work Slug does on Eridanos.
Especially not folk that Slug is trying to extort.
Alright, it seems I need to say it yet again. We're not stomping upon your purple berries or knocking your workers off the planetoid. All we want is for you to pay your dues.
And I want you to stop setting our exterminator mechanicals loose and breaking our machinery.
This is how the conversation has gone for the last hour and a half. As you can see, it hasn't been terribly productive.
Let's ask him if he's seen Halcyon Helen.
Nope. Sorry, but this is the first I've visited this area in over a month. Shame about Helen. Liked her movies.
Oh, me too. We didn't get many episodes of Terror on Monarch back in the Vale, but I thought she was great in Dissidents from the Doomed Planet.
Celebs as big as Helen always seem to elicit strong binary opinions in people. But that's neither here nor there. What can Slug do for you?
Let's ask him what his problem with the orchardist is.
He's being difficult, as you've no doubt seen. All I'm here to do is enforce an agreed-upon business relationship. But our friend here is disinclined to settle.
You tell me to settle? Why don't you settle?
Yes, I'll be sure to do that. I know what you must be thinking, but no, I'm not here to atomize his kneecaps. I just want Slug to get what we're owed.
Any truth to his accusations of sabotage?
If I hear that question one more time, I swear. Look, we just want to get paid. Hampering our client productivity is not a good way to get paid. In fact, it's bad business.
Maybe I could pay what he owes.
You're weird. Generous, but weird.
People have said that
The
to me.
sentiment is nice, but Rizzo's doesn't just pay money. They're also literally our meal tickets. Unless you also happen to own an orchard, I don't think you can clear this
I
guy.
don't own an orchard, either in the game or in real life. I think I might have some apples in the fridge. Is this an official arrangement with Rizzo's?
Much as we love giving the bureaucrats 29% of our profits, technically not. Official contracts have some rather obscene fees and documentation. Instead, our company's opted for a non-official manager's agreement. I'm just here to make certain our friend over there pays on time.
Okay.
Yes, I think we've spoken enough about that imbecile.
So we got a few things we can do here then. Let's have a go at this quest and see. We've basically gonna work out what's been going on in the orchard. Some weird things by the sounds of it. Not entirely certain I like the idea of that thing that's on the woman's neck. So, pollination swarms in use in this area. Unauthorized personnel may be killed at their own expense. Okay, that's nice. What's this building over here? Ow. It's very pink. Is there a door? Effusive host. I mean, he looks a bit on the dead side. Is my inventory full? No. Must not be unlockable at the moment. It doesn't look like I can get into this building. Certainly there doesn't seem to be a door, which is, I believe, the traditional mechanism for getting into a building. I don't think I can jump up there either. No, that's just going to make me look like an idiot. Okay. So nothing there. Okay, he doesn't look very friendly. So we can slow time in this. A little bit like the VAT system in Fallout, except it's sort of real time and you don't quite get the option of being able to pick body parts. However, these guys are throwing rocks at me, so I'm not overly keen on them. I think it's a bit unfair for them to throw rocks at me. What have I done?
Such lovely weather calls for a harvest, I do believe.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
So something a bit weird round here. Quite sure where. Talk to this guy.
Well,
Oh.
hello there, valued visitor. I am sure sorry to break it to you, but our orchards are closed to all officially guided tours at this precise moment in time.
Oh, my dear law. Sir, I don't mean to be rude, but do you know what's going on with your face?
Why, thank you. Rizzo's encourages all workers to put on a happy face when engaging with valued customers. Rizzo's does beseech you to please purchase one of our self-guided options if you're wishing to join.
Oh, hi there, Zini.
Relaxing,
Yeah. It's
now with a Puzzle Hedges trademark maze hunt and special edition taste testing for an extra 35 bits a ticket.
it's pretty good. It's not quite as good as Fallout 4, I don't think, although a little bit funnier. I've played the whole game and the first DLC pack, and this is the second DLC. So completely optional storyline, doesn't have much, I don't believe, or anything connected to the main plot line, which is not bad. It's not the greatest story in the world, but yeah, interesting game. It's quite fun. It is quite fun. Combat a bit simplistic, but some of the dialogue's quite good. And yeah, this guy, I have to say, is actually scaring the pants off me at the moment. So let's say, oh, you're okay. You seem excessively happy. Oh yeah. It's not actually that long a game. It's not that long for an RPG of this nature. It's probably about, I would say, a third of the length of Fallout. For maybe a bit longer.
Why, you say that as if it's a bad thing. I am quite overcome with happiness, indeed. You won't find a Rizzo's worker in all of Veradano who isn't 100% thrilled in their day-to-day existence. It's part of our brand manifesto.
They announced a sequel to it. I don't know if you heard it. I think it was at one of the E3-esque conferences this year. Not much more of it other than just a short trailer. But The Outer Worlds 2 is coming, presumably this time with Microsoft money being pumped into Obsidian, and it'll be an Xbox exclusive, I would assume. I'm actually looking a bit more forward to Avowed, which is the Skyrim-like game that Obsidian are doing, set in the Pillars of Eternity universe. Pillars of Eternity and Pillars of Eternity 2 are really good games in the Baldur's Gate Infinity engine mode. Although Avowed, I think, is going to be a 3D one. Yeah, they do. They do make some good games. I like quite a lot of their stuff. And I played most of it. Although I can never quite get over the fact that there was a game-breaking bug in Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2, and I was never actually able to finish that. Really gutted that, because that was a brilliant game. In some ways better than the first one, but there's just one bit at the end. I think I got stuck in a room and couldn't get out, and I hadn't got any saves outside of it. Harsh lesson to learn that. Let's say that's not creepy at all.
I am so glad you agree. At Rizzo's, we encourage our employees to view customers in the same way they would a board-approved social acquaintance. Which means it is my pleasure to spend time with you even when I am not being paid to do so. Isn't that nice? I certainly think so. And you know what never fails to bring a smile to my face? The breathtaking tours we offer throughout the orchards. Seasonally available for purchase in the Nut Hut.
Okay. Got a tour ticket already, but tell me more about the orchards.
An excellent decision you most certainly won't have cause
With
to
the judge of that.
Now, presently, you're standing smack dab in the pride and joy of Rizzo's nearly natural product development sector. We call this fecund landscape the Purple Berry Orchard, since that's our main crop. but we also sow and grow mock apples, nanners, beefree nuts, tarmac, and more. Of course, tours of any access level must be suspended during a scheduled pollinization cycle. Our waspitos are quite territorial and have been known to sting both workers and visitors alike.
Pollinization? Waspitos? Huh?
Pollinization by killer waspitos, indeed. It's cutting-edge Rizzo's technology. But don't you worry, valued visitor. Our pollinization cycles only run when the orchards are empty, for safety reasons. When a pollinization cycle finishes or is aborted, all waspitos are biologically programmed to return to the hive, their holding pen. Of course, the very last thing Rizzos would want is a beloved tourist bumbling into the hive and triggering an unscheduled cycle, so you'd best steer clear of it for safety. You'll know the hive by its big, glimmering electric fencing.
Nothing bad's gonna happen there. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's Fallout has a sort of weird 1950s sci-fi / apocalyptic vibe to it. This is a bit more weird 1930s sci-fi type thing. I don't know which one I prefer, to be honest. I think this game is definitely funnier than Fallout, but the world is not quite as well realised. I think in part because there just wasn't enough money to go around on this, and a lot of it seems a bit sort of staid and just flat in some places. I have to admit, I'm not always the greatest of fans of some of the Fallout stuff. I like Fallout 4. I've tried to get into 76, but struggled a bit with it. Although, in part, that might have been because of some of the bugs I encountered. Let's ask him if he's the groundskeeper.
Yes, indeedy. I've got the wondrous honor of having just been promoted to 3rd Keeper of the Grounds after the last one disappeared on the job. Gosh, I guess about a week ago now. Before my morning clogging last Sunday, I was but a lowly nanner peeler picker on the line shift. Now I'm responsible for growing every twig and berry on this vast swath of fertile land.
I've tried to get into Fallout 76 a bit more, but I don't know. I just struggled a little bit with it. I've seen people play it on Twitch, and there's so much in that game now. On release, I think it was a bit empty, but so much there now. So it must really be good. I might try and do another play of it sometime. Maybe a stream of it. It doesn't run brilliantly on my PC, but the Xbox version is pretty good, and I think it's free on Game Pass. So. Let's say to him, you don't find it suspicious that the last groundskeeper went missing unexpectedly?
Heaven sweet, no. It's not like he was murdered. He simply disappeared without a trace and hasn't been heard from since. And the groundkeeper before that one? Well, she wasn't missing at all. Her body was found near hive control, covered head to toe in thousands of welts. No mystery, and certainly no murder with what happened there. I mean, you can't exactly hold some waspitos on trial. Accidents do happen on the job.
Yeah, I'm sure that's all absolutely perfectly fine and not at all suspicious. Yeah, I know a couple of people who've played it and they're kind of advocates of it now. It has. I didn't play it on launch, but there's so much more stuff in it now. There's like the Steel, what do they call it? Brotherhood of Steel quest lines, and the actual NPCs in the world. I think when I first had a go of it, it was probably about a couple of years into its life, maybe 18 months or so. So they added a fair bit since then. But it does, in the bit I played, kind of lack the central narrative of a Fallout 4 or Fallout 3. So, yeah. I wasn't wholly sold on the skill system in it either, but I'll definitely go back to it at some point. it does suffer from a lot of the same kind of stuff that loads of MMOs do, though, and there's a lot of kind of raid-esque stuff, repeatable daily quests and all that kind of thing. So I think to really get into it, like with all those kind of things, you have to devote a load of time to it. Let's say, shouldn't you be more worried for your well-being? Seems like groundkeepers don't last long around here.
Why would I? I am daily filled with bursting happiness by bringing to fruition my life's purpose. This job is a blessing. In fact, I can't say I've ever been merrier in my whole life. I reckon you could talk to my supervisor, the overseeing orchardist. He would know more. I used to ask questions, but gee, I just don't feel the urge to anymore.
A nice house, a reasonable house. Okay, I tried about 5 seconds of the is it the camp thing? I think they call it, don't they? And I have to admit, I got a little bit bored of it. But I think I just wasn't in the right frame of mind at the time. I think my crowning glory is my Final Fantasy XIV house. I put a lot of time and effort into that. It's by the beach, you know. It's pretty cool. Let's say enough about the orchards.
Gosh, and goody gumdrops, but I could talk about the orchards till my lips fell off. Instead, let's talk about whatever interests you, because that's what interests me too.
Okay, we'll just ask you if Halcyon Helen came through here.
Ah, you mean that lovely actor who got herself dead? Damn shame what happened to her. She did come by, but not during any official tour time. I thought she'd hired a private tour at first, but it was Dr. Blossom who was showing her the way to the RR and DD labs. Can't imagine why she'd need to meet with our head researcher on the Spectrum product line outside of her lab hours. Unless, of course, it had to do with the new product unveiling.
Yeah, Final Fantasy has your first come first serve. That is right. They are. I managed to get. I'm on my third house at the moment. I managed to get a small house at first. It come in 3 varieties: small, medium, and large. I got a small house. Was able to trade that in for a medium one in a kind of the desert area, and then I think I was playing one night and I just managed to happen to stumble upon a medium house in the beach area, which is one of the most coveted spaces, and was able to nab it before anybody else, and that was pretty lucky actually, because the one I've got is sort of almost right on the beach, so it's a kind of prime location stuff. They are in the new expansion pack, Endwalker, which comes out December the 3rd in early access, the week after if you've not pre-ordered. They are changing the housing system a little bit, in that every house purchase now will be a lottery. If you want a house, you put your name forward for it, and it's kind of luck of the draw as to whether you'll get picked for it. Not entirely sure how good a system that is, but they can't really go down the route of the instance housing they've got with things like Elder Scrolls Online. Yes. Hey there, Rendery. Nice to see you again. And yes, that's right. As I was just saying, yes, it's kind of a lottery system, and I'd forgotten you have to put the money up in advance. Yeah, you do. I think the money doesn't automatically come back to you, but you can claim it up to, I don't know how many days it is. I'm not entirely sold on that idea, but I suppose the benefit of it is it does give people a bit of a chance to purchase stuff that if they didn't happen to get there at the right time, they wouldn't be able to. But yeah, they are adding a new housing district as well, and I don't know whether they're expanding the current ones. Okay, let's say to him, Helen was the spokesman for Spectrum Brown's ad campaign.
That's right. She was. She sure made for some lovely adverts. Maybe it might have involved an issue with the launch batch then? I can't rightly say. All I know is one of our certified tour guides could have given her a much more comprehensive tour of the grounds were that her interest.
Yeah, it seems a bit of a weird rule set at the moment. It strikes me as the kind of thing that they will tweak and patch relatively quickly if it doesn't work out. The system's broken at the moment, that's for sure. I'm not entirely certain this is the way of fixing it. Let's say too. Seen any murder weapons lying around? Bottle of poison, smoking laser pistol, bloody blunt force object?
Can't say that I have. We use bad batches of liquor for our pesticides. Only the exterminator mechanicals are armed around here. And I haven't seen any bloody objects aside from the usual pair of gardening shears. Unless, that is, Miss Helen was also stung to death by pollinization mosquitoes.
I don't think that's what happened to her.
Wasn't, was she? That would be a mighty wretched way to go.
Yeah, there is something a little bit uncanny about him. Although, in fairness to this guy, he is meant to look like a maniac.
Of course. I can't stop you from poking around, but do be mindful of our pollinization hive. Mosquitoes tend towards aggressive at the best of times. There's a reason why we keep them behind an electric fence, you know.
Yeah, because they're giant killer wasps. Oh, I didn't want to do that. It could be worse, couldn't it? They could be giant killer moths. There must be something around here I can actually analyse. I don't quite know what it is. You normally get to see the big blue... Ah, there it is.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Oh, that's something.
Oh yeah, that's funny.
That's a bit terrifying.
These footprints match the shoes previously analyzed in the grand ballroom. There is a 100%
Don't.
10% margin of error that they were left by Ruth Bellamy, the actress known as Halcyon Helen.
Can you do me a favour and can you block the word moths from the chat, please? The space between each footstep is short and the imprint in the dirt deep as if determined. It would appear that Helen was in a hurry. Yeah, and if you could also... Oh, shit. If you could also ban moths from the house, that would be appreciated. Okay, they're not terrifying at all, are they? Is he really? Is he? Okay.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
I mean, he's welcome to the room. Fine, he can just have it. I'm not sharing with the moth. How's he getting on with the werewolf? It's a burn the street down situation, I think. Presumably there's nothing else over here. There is something over here. Where is it? I can't see what I'm supposed to be scanning in. Rizzo's mostly natural growth formula. Oh, there it is.
Congratulations, Inspector. You've discovered more footprints belonging to the deceased actress known as Halcyon Helen.
So, her footprints wandering off somewhere over here. Something else over here. Presumably some more footprints.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Congratulations, Inspector. You've discovered more footprints belonging to the deceased actress known as Halcyon Helen. Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Okay, so
Congratulations, Inspector. You've discovered more footprints belonging to the deceased actress known as Halcyon Helen.
you know what? Actually, that makes me 8% happier. Yes, thank you. Not the barber. Okay, so what's going on in here? Who's this guy?
Timeline discrepancy detected.
Hey, yeah. What are you doing in here? Are you authorized to be in the conservatory? Are you trying to give me a heart attack? Are you my ex-wife? No, she fell off the side of Eridanos under mysterious circumstances 6 years ago, conveniently rendering our marriage contract null. You must be the new groundskeeper? That can't be it either, seeing how the new one hasn't died yet. Just who are you?
Mop the Barber, I'd forgotten all about him. I think that one of the main that's one of the things that makes Star Trek: The Next Generation such a show of the 80s. The fact that, you know, the Enterprise had its own barber. The whole job was just to cut people's hair. It's like the fact that they had the psychiatrist on the bridge. Let's go for intelligence. That's a hard question to answer. Who am I really? Who are any of us? As a philosophy graduate. It has an entire deck for dolphins. Really? Somewhere I have a box of the blueprints of the Enterprise D, like big kind of A2 fold out sheets of loads of the decks of the Enterprise. I need to dig that out because I mean, I'd be lying if I said it was cool by any standard definition of the word, but it's pretty good. That and my Star Trek: The Next Generation technical manual, and my Deep Space Nine technical manual. Never got the Voyager one. We're gonna go with this one.
Merciful law, that sounds like a lot of philosophism, which is highly outlawed throughout Halcyon. But I won't report you, considering how heavily armed.
I think that's a reasonable decision.
Hell, standing up like this makes a body forget how stiff he gets, bent over plants all day. Oh, seems I'm not as young as I feel.
You're a botanist, right? What do you do for Rizzos?
I sit inside and I look at plants.
Sounds like fun.
Goal is usually to make Rizzo's fruit products hardier and sweeter, but for every success, there are a couple of hundred failures. Example, tried breeding native Tripicale with a foreign strain. Would have called it Hexticale. In the end, it bred so fast, workers were swallowed up before they could harvest it. That one, I think, can be attributed to the waspitos. Some lament their irritability, but their productivity is unmatched. What's a few dead workers in the architect's designs?
Cetacean Ops. You know what? That rings a bit of a bell. I wonder, was it if it was meant to be a reference to both Sequest DSV and the events of Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home? Yeah, actually, now you come to mention it, it is reminding me of something. An entire deck for dolphins. I never watched the original. Oh, thank you. I'll take a look at that in a bit. Never watched the original DSV. I watched a bit of the sequel. Was it Sequest 2032? I think. Something like that. Mosquitoes are those angry flying bugs, right?
You say angry. I say efficient. Not only can our mosquitoes defend themselves, but Rizzo's investments as well. They come through the orchards only during pollinization cycles, as dictated by our hive control operators, which means that visitors usually aren't on the receiving ends of their stingers.
Let's go for engineering 65. But if something goes wrong in hive control, the mosquitoes could get out.
Well, yes, if there's an equipment malfunction. The pollinization cycle will have to be manually shut down, which means traveling to hive control while the mosquitoes swarm.
Okay, let's ask you if Halcyon and Helen came through here. Now, we've seen her footprints going into the building, so I'm assuming the answer to be yes.
Indeed.
There we go.
Tromped in and out of the conservatory with no heed for anyone else. Good thing none of my charges were damaged. Starlet or not, I would have had a harsh word for her. I heard she pushed her way into a tour of the RR&DD labs not soon after. She's just a serial actress, yet she acts like she's deserved of the same access as a co-CEO. Well, she's not going anywhere ever again, which is a shame, of course. Taken too soon and all.
I have a confession to make. I have never played Fallout New Vegas. So, unfortunately, I'm not quite sure what is on that map marker. I do want to play it, and you know what? Yeah, okay. I have got it, as you... I mean, you know me. I think I own Fallout New Vegas at least 3 times, and I've never played it. I have got it on the PC. I think I've got the GOG version, so that might be something possibly to pick up. Ah, okay. Took me a long time in Fallout 3 to get used to the combat system in there. I was dying a lot. Fallout 4 I found a little bit easier. You know what, Bethesda games in general do not have the greatest of combat systems, so particularly melee stuff. Okay, we've got some footprints here.
Congratulations, Inspector. You've discovered more footprints belonging to the deceased actress known as Halcyon Helen.
Why is it stealing to take stuff from that one, from that bin? It's a bin, but I'm alright taking it from the other one. So she just ran straight through here. Okay.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Congratulations, Inspector. You've discovered more footprints belonging to the deceased actress known as Halcyon Helen.
I enjoyed 4, I have to admit, apart from the game-breaking bug I had near the end of it. Well, not quite game-breaking, but storyline-breaking bug. And I did really enjoy the Nuka World DLC. That was so much fun. Yeah, apart from the ending bit of the DLC in Nuka World, which is not great, the rest of it is great fun. Because it's such a great pastiche on Disneyland and things like that it's just really fun to play through. I don't think I completed Far Harbour, although there is a quest in it which reminds me very much of this. So I plan to go back to that at some point. Yeah, I've seen a little bit of the Fallout 3 streams, although I'm kind of part avoiding it because Fallout 3 again I never completed. I got so far into it and never did it. Let's follow her footsteps and see if we can...
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Congratulations, Inspector. discovered more footprints belonging to the deceased actress known as Halcyon Helen.
See if we can find out where she was going.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Yeah,
Congratulations,
I know.
Inspector. You've discovered more footprints belonging to the deceased actress known as Halcyon Helen.
We'll just follow these footsteps and then
Detected nearby.
come back to some of these side quests in a bit.
You've discovered more footprints belonging to the deceased actress known as Halcyon Helen.
Yeah, Nick Valentine is a great character. Looks like we got some bad guys to take care of here. What the hell are these? Excuse me, don't mind me. Okay, those don't look nice. Okay. What? Okay, space is full. Choice found a flaw in you. Oh, another Tex Murphy stream. Oh yeah, that would be good actually. I like the previous one, and you know, if you need some, if I'm available and you need some help doing co commentary, happy to help. Yeah, I think they do want a hug. Unfortunately, the hug they want involves claws and teeth, which is not the kind of hug I'm into really. So one of the things about Outer Worlds is that as you play through the game and certain things happen to you, you get these like flaws which allow you to sort of earn perk points in exchange for permanent debuffs. I've not taken any of them because none of them seem to be worthy to me. I mean, 1 perk point. To be honest, the combat isn't that difficult, so I'm going to reject it. Oh yeah, that'd be great fun. I do want to replay actually. We were talking about it the other day. Alain Noir. I did briefly start on it. This parasite jelly is. Right, we're following in the footsteps of Halcyon Helen.
Congratulations, Inspector. You've discovered more footprints belonging to the deceased actress known as Halcyon Helen.
What, Alain Noir? Oh no, it's good. It's a good game.
Congratulations, Inspector. You've discovered more footprints belonging to the deceased actress known as timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Congratulations, Inspector.
I'm getting a bit annoyed with this guy. Maybe I don't need. Oh, we got more bad guys. There's a lot of these. And they did. I quite like the storyline which shows his kind of fall from grace and so on. I thought it was quite good. I mean, in fairness, I have only ever played it once, back when it originally came out on the PlayStation 3. Yeah, I suppose that's true. It does suffer a little bit from that. The open world as well is a bit pointless. It's a Rockstar edition for no real reason, other than just to fill it up. But if you accept it as a linear game, then that's fine. It's just a bit weird in that it offers you the illusion of choice. Okay, what's this then? This looks like... The shaft of the tossball stick is bent and cracked, exceeding tossball regulation requirements. The end of the tossball stick is matted with whatever that said.
Wicker is not a known ingredient of the dark matter product.
Yeah, I suppose that's true. You can't send the wrong people to jail, although I guess that's a little bit reminiscent of real life. I can't remember how well I did with it when I played it. I think I managed to get most of the right people. I did get some wrong, but I think certainly it's worthy of a replay at some point. It's just a shame really that the PC version is not the remastered version that's on the I was going to say next gen consoles, but it's on the previous gen consoles. Let's examine the end of the stick. It looks as if someone used this tossball stick to completely obliterate a picnic basket. Maybe it's some kind of upper class mating ritual. Possibly.
The only members of a tossball team strong enough to crack a stick in two are the dedicated hackers, like Black Hole Birdie. Whatever Ms. Ruth Bellamy must have relayed to the tossball hacker during their picnic together instigated a furious increase in his usual strength threshold by 52%.
That's how breakups go some of the time. Or all of the time for some of us.
Yes, I know what you mean. I like the fact that the draw distance seems to be about 2 cars. This is an RR&DD Lab Security Access Card, a key card for the Rizzo's Research and Development District Labs. If you are reading this warning anywhere other than the RR&DD Labs, please return it to the RR&DD Labs for an only moderate extreme pay deduction and a mild reduction of working fingers. Saboteur? No, not well. Not unless you mean the ancient Commodore 64 game, which I did play that, but not anything post 1987. We've got ourselves an access card. So it looks like Halcyon Helen had a little bit of a picnic up here. I don't know whether that arm was any better than the one we've got. So we've got a nice telescope, which we absolutely cannot look through. Nana Spank, which used to be my nickname at high school. Okay, so that's interesting. See if that armour we've got's any better than what I'm currently wearing. So 108 and I'm in 35. Why would I be wearing that? Yeah, no, unfortunately I don't think I ever played that. I tell you what should have been a lot better, in a vaguely similar vein. the new, I say new, it's about 7 years old by this point, Thief game. Oh, that, if anything was a disappointment, it was that. Okay. Right. Let's compare that. I don't know why I'm actually wearing that. Okay, I'm going to stick with what I've got. Did you really? I got a few missions into it and couldn't take to it at all. Bought it when it came out as well. I think I might have been one of the very few people who paid full price for that game because it dropped in price so quickly afterwards. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Right, let's we've got ourselves a clue there. Let's go and see if we can do some of this side quest stuff. So what's this?
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Oh, but first we best finish these guys off. Don't mind me, I'm just here to kill you. Splatted with something. Okay.
Analysis. This discarded canister is typical of the R-mounted storage tanks on the orchard's agricultural mechanicals. However, it is not currently attached to a mechanical. This canister contains a high amount of vinegar in addition to water. Warning. Use of vinegar, a known herbicide on purpleberry saplings, is a violation of Rizzo's agricultural standards.
Yeah. It's a shame they never... I did think there was enough in that new Thief game to be worthy of making a sequel, which could have improved on it and so on. And it's a shame they never did it, really. It's the same with the Deus Ex games. Human Revolution was good. Mankind Divided was better. But neither one of them was really great. But if they made a third one and they'd been able to just tidy up some of the stuff and maybe make Adam Jensen a little bit cheerier, could have been great. You not a fan of the new Deus Ex games? I did like them. Really? Okay, so Human Revolution was a more complete game. I'll give you that. But I can't get over those boss encounters. That first one, oh god, it crushed me. I bought the Wii U version, you know. I've got the Wii U version of it somewhere, which I never played. Well, I think I picked it up for about £5. Oh, did you? I think I ended up just running around hiding behind posts for about 10 minutes, slowly chipping away at his HP about 2 gunshots at a time. After that, it got a bit easier once I got the, whatever you call it, thing where you spin around and blow people up. But okay, discrepancy amplifier. Where are these canisters usually kept?
These canisters can typically be found in the nursery storage building in the Purpleberry Orchards, except for this one, which can be found here.
Let's initiate a deeper chemical analysis.
Chemical makeup of substance: 50% water, 50% vinegar. Trace amounts of woolly cow feces also detected.
I've not played the DLC for it. I played it when it came out. Didn't bother buying the DLC, but I think I did pick up the full edition of it, digital deluxe. I think in a humble bundle sale on the PC, for like about £4. Okay, so let's check our journal. It says the discarded fertilizer cans you found probably came from nursery storage. It might be worth following up that information. It tells us where we are. The map in this game is next to useless as well. It has this annoying pretty lock-on thing which really annoys me. And also, that is the highest zoom level I can get to. I just want to lock onto that one. Let's go over to this and see what we have over here.
Unexpected performing an area.
Uh-oh. Go handgun, I think. Oh, tried. Oh, the weapon on that's crap. Let's try a bit of mallet. Oh, you little shit. There's a lot of these. Both my companions are dead, which isn't helping in this epic fight of man versus machine. Okay, I think. Oh no, we've still got another one. I've not played Cyberpunk yet. It's over there somewhere on the cupboard, picked up for like 20 quid about 2 weeks after release on the Xbox. Right, got some skills to upgrade. We're going to upgrade our persuade skills, and we're going to go, let's go long guns. Remember to apply it this time. Have we got any perks? No. I think you only get any perk points so many levels. Don't know. I think we can upgrade Ali. Let's give a second wind. And go to Parvati. She's already got it. Okay, let's give this some extra damage. Oh yeah, there was a lot of kiting in that. Just run away until they stop hurting me. They were very nice, there was too many of them. Also, it turns out I'm a crap shot.
Line discrepancy detected nearby.
Okay, where's our...
This console is 95% non-functional. Remaining 5% functionality stems from display reading console non-functional. Cause of shortout is most likely related to purple residues splattered all across the
That
keyboard.
probably doesn't help. Let's perform a chemical analysis.
Substance contains trace amounts of purple berries, fruit flavors, and artificial sweeteners number 35, number 49, number 240, number 322, number 314, and many, many, many others.
Inspect the console. It looks like several of the electrical panels were removed and fastened back into place poorly. Okay, so where does that leave us then with that? Oh, so those were the automechs we got to. So we did kill them. So it looks like we need to go back to the overseer to sort of say to him, something a bit fishy is going on here. So basically the robots have all gone crazy. And the machines have been tampered with. All not good, really. Hedges look fine though, so I suppose that's something.
You're back, I see. Glad Slug hasn't managed to scare you off.
I think it's more of a wonder that nothing in these law-forsaken orchards has managed to kill them.
How's the investigation going? You got a complete report for me yet?
You betcha.
All right, let's hear the details.
A drink was spilled over the processing console, shorting it out.
A drink? I ain't never heard of no saboteur dumping drinks all over equipment to destroy it. I hate to say it, but that sounds more like worker carelessness.
How many times do I have to tell you this, old man? Slug isn't behind your problems. Slug wouldn't even need to cause you problems. Your own workers do enough.
A herbicide, a herbicide surely, was mixed in with the fertilizer which ended up killing the saplings.
Ha! Knew Slug was behind the damn sabotage.
Please. We're subtle, but that's too subtle. If we wanted to destroy your saplings, you'd have known them by the blackened remnants of their stems, not some half-assed poisoning.
And finally, I took care of the roaming exterminator automechs.
I see you left a few of them intact even. Smashed more than I'd like, but I guess I'm glad you didn't obliterate them all.
Never
Not
did
through
like
lack of
leaving
trying.
the job half finished myself. But that's me.
So what were the fine details of the sabotage anyhow? Were Slug's lackeys trying to get the mechanicals to kill all our waspitos?
I guess they were really just trying to kill everything.
Reckon they've got something in common with the waspitos then. Probably why Slug just set the mechanicals to attack everything. Eventually, they'd kill our pollinizers.
In your delusional fantasy, the waspitos wouldn't be out until next pollinization cycle. Wouldn't someone notice the rampant mechanicals beforehand?
That seems like a question you should be asking yourself.
So, is there a way to manually initiate a pollinization cycle?
Well, yes, it's possible to manually start and end cycles in hive control, but we keep a careful watch on it. And there have been no non-Rizzo's personnel in or out.
Stop wasting everyone's time, Hathaway. What you're proposing is infinitely less likely than an idiot maneuver by one of your incompetent workers. I won't hear any further slander. Let's go through this one final time so even you can't confuse it, Hathaway. Slug didn't do a damn thing to your orchards. You're chasing ghosts.
Talk about ghosts all you like, but someone was screwing with my orchards. If it wasn't Slug, then who the hell was it?
Are you suggesting this is some kind of rotten butter? Or Robert Button? Let's say nothing.
You picked a hell of a time to lose your tongue over there, friend. I guess I can't force you to tell me anything. But the peace of mind would have been worth much to me. Right now, we of the orchards have to settle things with Slug. I reckon that you're about as impartial a third party as we're gonna get. Can you mediate?
Ah, what the hell. The orchardist seems to get off on complicating what should be a simple deal. But at this point, I just want to be paid and go. The pollen in the air is agitating.
Let's go for Rizzo's. Will have bits to spare after the Brown unveiling. You could pay them with interest.
Never like paying bids if I ain't gotta, but you're right. If we get production finished now, we'll be able to pay later. Thoughts, Slug Boy?
I think that's the first interesting suggestion I've heard since the back and forth began. Slug can wait for an increase
Very
in
good.
costs. I hope we won't have this conversation again.
But what? That's the question. I wonder if we'd missed something there, actually. I think we were meant to go to the nursery to try and investigate something, but never mind. Okay. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to call it a night there. Didn't get too far in the investigation of trying to work out who has killed Halcyon and Helen, but I'm sure we'll get there eventually. Thank you everybody for watching and for chatting. I'll be back probably on Sunday night, possibly Thursday, who knows. Until then, have a good rest of the week. Thank you for watching and see you soon. Take care everyone. Bye.